All right, now that the NFL draft has come and gone, I love to take a step back and look at what teams did in this entire offseason, because now basically 95% of the roster for every team is set, right? We've had free agency, we've had the draft, we've had trades made in between. There's not much that's going to change roster-wise between now and week number 1 that is going to drastically change anyone's opinion. So now we can really start to sink our teeth into these teams and really start to make predictions and projections. And one of my biggest takeaways now from this offseason looking forward to 2024 is that the Chicago Bears are a playoff team next year. They're going to the playoffs in year 1 of Caleb Williams. This team is going to be the real deal, and they're going to get good fast. A few reasons for it here. Let's first start with the quarterback himself, Caleb Williams. He's a real deal. Well, there's no other way to say it. He truly does fit that generational label that's been put on him, because he's in that same class as guys like John Elway, Andrew Luck. I think he's going to come in right away and make a big-time impact. Part of the reason is he's got no flaw in his game. You look at how he plays both at Oklahoma and at USC. He's a guy who's just a flat-out playmaker, both in the pocket, out of the pocket, with his arm, with his legs. Every box you look at, he checks in terms of making plays. Can throw the ball great down the field. Super accurate, underneath. Can throw the ball over the middle of the field, no problem. Really good decision maker. Rocket, insane arm. This is a guy that is a true playmaker, someone that the Bears have never seen before. Justin Fields is a playmaker with his legs, not so much his arm. Caleb Williams is going to make a lot of plays with his arm. Bears fans, get ready for that, number 1. Number 2 with Caleb Williams, he's also a great leader. This really bothered me throughout the entire draft process, because it felt like everyone was looking for a reason to knock Caleb Williams down, to say why he's going to suck, to say why he stinks as a leader. And they point to him crying in his mother's arms after losing to Washington, painting his nails F Utah before the Pac-12 title game a few years ago. He is a great leader. You want to know how I know that? Go find me any clip, just one clip of a teammate or coach talking negatively about Caleb Williams, the person. Find me one where he was called a bad leader, where he was selfish, where they didn't like him. Don't worry, I'll wait. I got a lot of time. But I already know how this is going to end. You're not going to find one because it doesn't exist. Players love him. Coaches rave about him. He's a great leader. He's going to go in that locker room, and he's going to get respect. He's going to go in that locker room, and teammates are going to respect him. There's a perception out there about Caleb Williams that he's arrogant, that he thinks he's above everything. He's confident in his abilities. Nothing wrong with that. I think you need that, honestly, from your franchise quarterback. Think about what's being asked of Caleb Williams to do. Resurrect a Bears franchise and be, in their long and storied history, the first true franchise quarterback they've ever had. Yeah, no pressure. I think I would want a guy, if that's the task upon him, to believe in himself a little bit. Have a little bit of confidence. Maybe bring a little bit of swagger along as well. Doesn't hurt. So he has the attitude that is confident, but he's not a selfish guy. He's not a me guy. He's not a look at me, I'm the star of the show, I'm amazing, I'm great, you suck. Again, go back and find one clip from a teammate or coach that criticized Caleb Williams. Good luck finding it. Hint, you won't. He's a great leader. He'll come in right away and galvanize this group. So when you look at it from the first overall perspective of, you've got yourself in Chicago a true franchise quarterback whose game, by the way, translates to the NFL, I think, week 1. Week 1, steps right in, and I think he'll have success. That's reason number 1 why this is a playoff team. Reason number 2, and part of the reason why he's going to have success immediately, is you look at this roster. This Bears team is going to be good. I mean, this is truly, for team picking number 1, this is the best situation any first overall quarterback has ever gone to. Ever. In NFL history. Look at what's at his disposal right away in Chicago. On one side of the field at receiver, he has DJ Moore. 1,300-yard receiver last year. Guy was in his prime, speedster, playmaker. On the other side of the field, you got yourself Keenan Allen. Wily vet. Someone who's great across the middle. Third down, you can rely on him to move the chains and get the first down. Catches everything in his radius. 1,200 yards last year. So Caleb Williams is going to go into the NFL in his first year as a starter. He's going to have 1,000-yard receivers on the outside. He, on the end of the line at tight end, is going to have a guy in Cole Kmet who's had 13 touchdowns. 13 the last 2 years combined. Big-time red zone target, big-time red zone threat. So you have 2,000-yard receivers on the outside, a massive red zone target in Cole Kmet at tight end. You have a threat at running back in DeAndre Swift, who had a really solid year in Philly last year, who can not only run the ball hard and tough, but also catch the ball out of backfield as well. You have a young and improving offensive line to block for you, so you're not going and playing behind the offensive line he had at USC, which was horrendous for 2 years. Horrendous. And then so you have all of that from a veteran perspective. Then, oh yeah, by the way, the number 9 overall pick, you had Rome Odunze, who is an extremely tough receiver, who comes down, it feels like, with every single 50-50 ball, who's a guy who's a big-time deep threat. So you now have 3 legitimate playmakers on the outside of receiver. A guy in Kmet who just eats touchdowns in the red zone, and a good running back in DeAndre Swift. Oh yeah, by the way, the talent and the success of the Bears, not just on offense. He also has a pretty damn good defense as well, backing him up. Number 1 rush defense in all the NFL last year, and top half of the league in terms of scoring defense. That's a defense that, again, is also like the offense, young and improving. So I would expect that 12th overall scoring defense from last year to go up a tick or two. That should be a top 10 scoring defense for the Bears in 2024. So you have playmakers everywhere on offense, and I would say a top 10 scoring defense in 2024 backing you up as well. How is this not a playoff team? They are going to the playoffs in 2024. They right now, going into the season, before we even see a snap, they are better than the Cowboys. They are better than the Packers. They're better than the Vikings. This team is legit. This team is legit. And if you're sitting here maybe furious of, Ryan, there's no way a rookie quarterback's going to come in right away and have this much success. There's a learning curve. It's going to take time. No way instantaneously he's going to come in and be successful. Well, I point to the last 3 years of the playoffs in the NFL. A rookie quarterback has taken his team to the playoffs each of the last 3 years. C.J. Stroud last year at the Texans, Brock Purdy 2 years ago at the 49ers, and Mac Jones 3 years ago at the Patriots. I think Caleb Williams is going to make that 4 for 4 and take the Bears to the playoffs here. They are going to be one of the 7 best playoff teams, or one of the 7 best teams, I should say, in the NFC. I don't think right now they're good enough to beat the Lions for the division title, but I think right now they're the second best team in that division, and they are definitely one of the 7 best teams in the NFC in 2024. Bears fans, not only did you get a generational quarterback, the best quarterback in this draft class, I think for the first time ever, a true franchise quarterback, you're also going to the playoffs in 2024.